Okay, I'm back. This is a love binding spell. Initially, I was going to do this working with the Holy Death, Santa Muerte, but I was getting like a pull towards Amon. Amon is a Marquis in the Goetia, the 72 spirits of the Goetia. And I have worked with Amon before. I've had successful results with Amon. But I just got a sway towards his energy, and well, I decided to go with it. I might as well because, otherwise, I don't want to take the chance. So it's a jar working. Amon. I'll get to Amon. Now I found my book, the one I've been yapping about. So I found the S. Conley, Demonology Goetia, which is good. Uh, so she gives two versions. She gives her original purpose, or the original purpose, the old grimoires, what they say about Amon, and then she gives her notes. And then I'll tell you what I think as well. So he is a Marquis. Color is violet, incense is jasmine, metal is silver, the planet is the moon, and the element is water. His N is Avesh Sekor Amon Ninan, and his original purpose was to predict the future, know the past. He can be evoked to cause or reconcile feuds between friends. So that's what we're doing here. We're reconciling a couple. And then the author goes on to say, some see Amon as a fire demon to be worshipped at the summer solstice. Amon can help bring emotions to a head so that they can be released as usable energy. Amon can help with finding friends. So, also this spirit, in my opinion, not I have to say in my opinion, because other people, may have a different outlook, but this spirit is easy enough to work with. Some of the Goetia spirits, I wouldn't advise you to go in head first. Do your research first. The likes of Belial and there's a few others. Just, be careful. But, I'm calling it him in via this sigil. I've actually already made the petition to Amon. So this will have the jar on top of it, and I will be burning a violet candle. And I'm also going to make an offering candle, which is going to act as a road opener kind of candle. This is just something I've put together. So the little dolls are like this. I just make these and baptize them. They're like cloth, one for her and one for him. So, and I've got the petition, or you could put the petition on the back of the seal. So if you're printing the seal off, go over it in black pen and just do a little bit of meditation on the seal. And when you feel a shift in energy, then you put your, petition to the spirit. I usually know, I usually know if the spirit is okay with regards to me giving this petition. But I have to say that there's so many variables in love work that it's never guaranteed. I have got an influx of people at the moment, and they really believe that magic is at 100%. And I have to emphasize this. I have to keep doing this in all my videos, that no, anyone that guarantees you a result is a fraud, and they are just out to stroke you for cash. So please be mindful that there are no guarantees. Lately it's been crazy. And I have people that have been scammed out of a lot of money as well coming to me, and they're asking me if I can do it for, very little money because of what's happened to them. But it isn't my fault what happened to you. So you just need to be vigilant when you approach people. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure that everyone knows that there are many variables. The spirit does the job, but negative thinking patterns can really hold back results. I know it's really difficult. It's very, very difficult when you're worrying about, a relationship or whatever. It's hard to focus. I understand that, and how to, you're just all over the place. But it's important to do your best as best you can and to keep up little visualizations. What else was I going to say? Something's just slipped my mind as usual, but it doesn't matter. It's important to know that it does take time. It's like planting a seed. You're planting a seed and it needs to flourish and grow. So yeah, just bear that in mind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bind these two up along with the petition. And I'm using a little padlock. And I always keep the tiny little keys attached to it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just pull this in towards me whilst making my petition. So I'm really saying things along the line of, we've been bound together in love. No one will come between you. You only have eyes for each other. I find that important to say. Also, I always add, you are at one physically, spiritually, and emotionally. So I'm just saying a few things into myself. But don't copy what I've done, change it up to suit yourself. And then I like to put about 3 little knots. So these balls have been anointed with some love oil, and I put the target's picture inside the head cavity with some herbs, and I put the lady's name across the forehead of the actual picture, so that he's always thinking about her. I'm just going to see if I can actually get this in here. It's going to be a squeeze. I think we're okay. Okay, so we're going to fill that up with not syrup, honey. Syrup is fine if you can't get honey. I really go through a ton of these. I just wish I could get bigger bottles here. This is the biggest I can actually get. Okay, so this is a good time to visualize you being with the person and, see everything in your mind's eye. See everything you want to happen come. But, it has... Don't worry about how you get there. Just see everything as it should be. That living together, married, happy. See all those things. Okay, I'll leave that for now. Oh, I've got an itchy nose. I'm going to have a fight with someone. Okay, so I have a mix of rose petals and brown sugar. This was sitting on Holy Death's altar. So I really like to use it because it contains her energy. Even though the spell is being worked by Amon, I'm still incorporating, little bits and pieces from Holy Death's altar. This is peace powder for peace. Follow me, boy. So I'm always getting shouted at in the comments section because I don't list the spell ingredients. I would do if I had the time. I do my best. If I had the time, I would. So I'm really trying hard. So it's just to let you know that. What else? Let's see. Oh yeah, church dirt. This is from around the outside of the church. If you don't have this, just go with whatever you have. You don't need to go and get it. Like I've said before, I use these things because I have them at hand. Yeah. I'm going to put in a little bit of Calamus root just to give it a bit of a push. and a little bit of catnip. Stay with me oil. Some rose water. And I'm going to put some Orris Root in here. Orris Root is really good to sway a situation. If it's anything love related, Orris Root is really good for that. If you want to give someone a nudge, that's excellent. So I need to find it. That's not it. That's good for dust, and we don't want that. So I don't use a lot, but it's enough, so it is. And some of this rush oil. If you don't have that, don't worry about it. You could even use a St. Expedite oil if you have any of it. Okay. So I'm going to leave this for now, and I probably put some flowers on the top of that. Maybe a bit more sugar, just to, I'll seal it up. But I may have to just have a fiddle about. Now, a lot of people ask about shaking. How often do you shake these? I don't shake these. I shake it once I make it, and then I just leave it, because to me you're disrupting the inside of it. Shaking jars, I find, is only good if you're working some sort of negative magic, like a breakup, because you're shaking the jar and upsetting the inside. So I don't shake my honey jars. I don't shake them at all. I just shake them once, and that's to get everything mixed, and then I leave it. So, it's entirely up to you what you do. Everyone is different. They have different ways, but that's how I do it. And, so like I said, I will be burning a little purple. I have little small ones for Amon, and I'll probably shift it around and burn. I'll shift it around and burn some pink and red candles as well, because these are very, very small little guys. Little chime candles. Oh, stay lit, would you? I stay with these candles. I don't leave them. They don't burn for long, but, I don't want to take the chance, because fire is not something I want. So there we go. So, also, I need to move this 1 second. I have prepared this orange candle, and that is for opening the roads for the client. I think the guy in question had a few bits and pieces going on in his life. So, I'm using this hard glass orange candle. I know road opening candles, they look different. They are multicolored sometimes, or they're orange, etc. So I've dressed this one. I've put a bit of abricamino inside, and some, sugar, road opening oil, etc. And I will burn this on the Holy Death Altar. This will go to her. Yeah, and I'll do the purple candle for Amon. So yeah, I'll actually dedicate that to the Holy Death and ask her to intervene and help the client, so that we can, get past. We can get past the, if there's any current hurdles, and this will help push things on. So that's that. And I'm going to come back with a few cards for the client. One moment. All right. So I'm looking at the outcome of the future, the future. I usually give it a year. And I know a year sounds like a long, long time. And a lot of people come to me and say, how long will it take to work? And I say, I really don't know. Anywhere from a few weeks to months, maybe longer. and that's it. They don't come back to me. I could lie and I could say, well, it's going to happen in, 3 days, 21 days, that I keep hearing this 21 days, etc. I don't understand that. Time's just time to me. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is it does take time, especially if someone has, other like issues in their life, to get that cleared up and to get them moved on, to another, to step up and start, with someone, and to consider settling down and stuff. That all takes time. That cannot be done in a matter of weeks. Let's, use common sense here. It can't be done in a matter of weeks, especially if you've broken up. In this case, they haven't. Upon saying that, I do think the client dropped me a message recently to say that he'd become a bit distant, but they haven't. They're still in contact, which is a good thing. When things, when things are left for a long time, that's when things become harder. If you haven't seen someone in like 6 months, years, that's when it becomes a problem. But anyway, so I've got the center card, which is the crossroads. We've got decisions. There will be a decision made. And then I've got the letter and the ring. Quite good. The letter is some sort of communication. Could be the form of an actual handwritten letter, emails, social media, something that involves communication. Then I've got the ring. That's a card of commitment. So we do have the potential for commitment in the future if everything is played correctly. That's what I keep having to emphasize to people. If everything is played the right way and there's no confrontation and I'm not saying anything that you, the client, are being that way. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that for others to try and avoid confrontation. If you want to be with someone, please try and avoid confrontation. Please try and, don't be the one that continually texts the person. Take a step back from that and let that person do a bit of chasing after you. So I always say that to drop contact and let that person come to you in their, because when they haven't heard from you in a while, they're going to start wondering about you and thinking, I wonder what she's doing. I wonder what he's doing. So if you drop contact, that will really, really, really spark their interest. So I've got the stars and the heart. You too, I know I'm always saying this, and I don't know if all of you are into that, but I do believe in reincarnation, heavily into reincarnation. And I do believe you two have crossed lifetimes. That sounds very romantic. It does actually. Sounds very romantic. I do believe you two have crossed lifetimes together. And I do believe there's a soulmate aspect, if you believe in that. Because I've got stars in the heart, and I'm thinking that you two were meant to cross paths in this lifetime for a reason. So, your cards look really good. They really do look good. So don't be too discouraged. Please don't be too discouraged. I did have a look at him, and I think he's having a few issues at the moment. There's a childishness or a child. You did mention to me that he has a child, so that could be that. I think that's given him, I think there's issues with regards to the child. I've got the Tower, so he's going through upset at the moment. Be a friend to him. The dog is there. I know you will be that way anyway, but I have a feeling there could be an issue with a friend. And the mice is something nibbling away at him concerning a friend or to do with a child. I know that's a bit sketchy. Let me read the oracle cards. They might give us a bit more info. Where did they go to? Here they are. So the first card out is strategy. So I think you've got that in place already. And then we've got the thinking man. And then we've got Healer of the Ages. So, you can take these cards, whatever way you can resonate, to them. Healer of the Ages would make me think that things are going to, there's going to be healing. I think he's doing a lot of deep thinking. And then we've got the Angel of Balance, which is good. And then we've got the Goddess of the Moon. I'm thinking again, soul ties. You two, like I said before, you two have been twin flames. So, Then we've got the Door to Romance. Your cards are very love related, which is excellent. And then I've got the Angel of Love. So I'm thinking that this is a bit of a hiccup. Don't be too discouraged. Just give him a bit of space. Step back. Allow him to breathe, and let's see what happens. I think things will definitely, well, I can't say definitely, but I think things will work themselves out in the fullness of time. I just think there's something going on there with regards to the child, or it could be pointing towards a friend that's giving him a bit of an issue. But all in all, I think the future looks really good. I do read cards on the basis of like 6 months to a year, but it's hard to pinpoint timelines and timescales. It's hard to do that when the future, nothing's set. I keep saying this, people are sick of it, I'm sure. Nothing is set in stone, so things can change and stuff. But what I see there is good. I will say that. And do I need to say anything else? Okay, for anyone that wants to know, I will be working on that spell probably for 21 days or maybe a month, and then I will deploy it at a tree. Also, like I said, I will be alternating the little candles. I have a tree on the family property, and I usually put the little jars in the roots there. That's where they sit. If you can't get to a tree, you could try a body of moving water, like a lake or a river. That's not really moving. It doesn't have to be moving, but the sea, somewhere like that. Potted plant is a good place. Believe it or not, you can put a jar into a potted plant. I've done that many, many times because when the plant grows, so does your love. That's about what I have at the moment. I have to say, like, share, and subscribe. Videos get circulated a lot better when I say that. I get told off as well in the comment section about that. I'm going to come back with some updates on spells that I've done in the past. I need to say that I will probably type this up in the community section anyway. I did a spell a month ago, but a month ago it went up. It was a breakup with regards to a woman who lived off men. I don't know if you remember. That spell has already, I've got results on that. That was a personal spell to me, and a friend of mine was having issues with regards to this woman meddling in her relationship, and what happened was I decided to do a spell because this woman, she just lives off other people, and she's just one of those women. She's just a bitch. So what I did was I did a breakup, and that was around at the end of September, and I called in Andromalius, another spirit from the Goetia, and 4 or 5 days ago I got my results on that one. She changed her Facebook status from in a relationship to single. And the feeling is just, I never tire of that feeling whenever I get results. I never tire. I get a real kick out of that. So it's great. It's great news. Great news for everyone involved in this, except her, of course. She deserved it. So anyway, I'm going to end on that note. A bit more information than the client wants, I'm sure. But anyway, it's thehouseofmagic@gmail.com. And if you have anything to say in the comment section, fire away. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Be blessed.